base map that they have, obviously, it shows that it's a little lean. It's real lean when you pick up the throttle.
Right.
But it tends to run out lean all the way through here.
Yeah.
So it's 13.9 at 6,500. It's 14.0 at 7. You know, 14.1 at 9,
right.
and even out at maximum power, it's at 14.0. So the richest spot that it has happens to be at 8 grand, and it's at 13.49, 13.5. And that's normally a pretty decent air-fuel ratio.
Okay.
You know, the power on the thing is fine.
Yeah. No big dips or anything, huh?
No, I mean, just right here where it has that super lean spot
right.
that you can hear where it goes to 15.
Right.
But torque at 82.34, horsepower 174.27, it's not that bad. So, but, you know, that's the nice part about this is we were able to run with his program open and with
right.
ours and
right.
see everything. If our theory is correct, then we should be somewhere around 13.3 when we go check it in the Dyno JETT program for power. Right. So we'll tell it to go ahead and start its automatic air fuel mapping and all that good stuff, and we'll make some loaded runs and some unloaded runs, and it'll give us some numbers, and you'll notice that I cleared out the base map that they had.
In your opinion, what does the Yosh pipe bring to this over a stock pipe?
Is this a full system?
Full stainless system.
Full stainless system. They're usually somewhere around a 4 horsepower increase.
Okay.
The full tie systems, you know, the stainless are 4 to 5, and the full tie systems are usually somewhere between 5 and 7, mapped out correctly.
Just because of the bigger openings. And
that's pretty substantial, really. I mean,
yeah, it's pretty significant. But if you think about it in a percentage kind of way, it's a kind of a small percentage when you're talking about a bike makes 160.
Right.
You know, as opposed to like our little 250s that make 23 horsepower. I mean, you get them to 30 and you made a 12% increase. It's like, wow, that's pretty significant. You know,
right.
So it's, you know, you got to think of it in real terms of what numbers you're dealing with, and you know, also the dollar value. You know, I mean, it's a pretty big expenditure for that kind of horsepower gain.
Yeah, $1,800, whatever full tie system is.
Yeah, but they're obviously, you know, they're worth the horsepower. They make it easier to map. They make the bike happier for sure. They're lighter than stock.
Right.
More ground clearance than stock. So there's a lot of benefits to them.
Sure.
For maximum power, I was trying to shoot for an air-fuel ratio that was right around 13.4, 13.5.
Okay.
That's still lean enough to be lean. It's still clean enough and cool enough for the combustion chamber to not hurt anything. It just seems to be a decent power number. If he was, you know, going to go road racing on it, we'd probably run it even richer to make it run cooler.
I see.
But since that's not what he's doing, you know, we're not going to try and do that.
Okay, richer as in like probably 13.2 or something?
Yeah, 13.2, 13.3, somewhere around there,
okay.
You know, whatever. So, you know, the difference in air-fuel ratio is pretty significant. You know, we got rid of a lot of that. You know, this little hump, like I said, if we chase that, you're chasing, whacking the throttle open, which you're never going to sit at 4,000 RPM and just whack the throttle open to 100% like I am here with no load on the rear tire.
No.
But, you know, if we look at the ratio differences, it's 13.4 there, 13.5, 13.4, you know, so we've got a little better ratio and it's a lot flatter of an
Is that versus the auto map?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, that was not versus the auto map. That was the way the thing came in.
Oh, okay.
Versus now.
Okay.
So if you look, like peak power isn't a whole lot different.
Yeah.
It's 1.2, and you know torque is a half a foot-pound of torque.
Temperature could change that, right?
Yeah, but we fixed all of this here.
Yeah.
Which is pretty significant because that was that big hiccup that it had.
Yes.
And we can maximize this so it's easier to see. So if we zoom in, I mean, you can see
smooth arc.
it's just a nice smooth arc over the top everywhere.
Nice.
It's nice and clean. And whoops.
Wow, that's going to make the bike real easy to ride.
Oh.
It
Or
should.
easier.
I mean, the
And
idea
improve
is
your gas mileage, everything, because you won't be having your throttle on in it. You know, trying to.
yeah. The idea is that we make them, you know, linear in throttle applications, so that there's not the herky jerky, there's not the lean surging. You don't.
You're gonna notice probably part throttle is gonna surprise you how well it pulls, right, under part throttle.
You know, honestly, I tell everybody this story. This is our way of show and tell.
Yeah.
For lack of a better term, when we do this for you, this is, hey, look at how cool we are. And in actuality, this is just a telltale of the way the thing came in and the way it's leaving. What we don't show you, because it's a pain to do and it's hard to do accurately, is all the part throttle gains. So the part throttle gains from establishing a better air-fuel ratio. I mean, there's places like at 40% of throttle where you have a 7 or an 8 horsepower increase. We don't show you that because it's virtually...
But you'll notice it.
Yeah, you're going to feel it. And because the thing accelerates smoother, it's going to feel like it's got a ton more power anyway. Simple things like getting rid of this hiccup that was present at 70, 80, and 100% of throttle. I mean, just that little bit from 4 to 6,000, I mean, this is an exaggeration, obviously, because we're just blasted the throttle. But literally, you went from 59.25 horsepower to 70.32 at 5,300 RPM.
That's substantial.
Well, you're always at 5,300 RPM. Getting on the freeway, going through town. I mean,
that's right.
That you're always there, you know. I mean, racetrack world, we always say, oh, everybody lives above 8 grand. Well, that's not true. There's several tracks where we get down to 6,200 RPM. So any kind of acceleration gain is what you're looking for. Don't believe in peak numbers. I mean, you saw 176. If I want to move my butt or change the air pressure in your tire or coincidentally shift into 5th gear or whatever, there's all kinds of things we can do to influence.
It's everything getting up to that point, huh?
I really don't care. I mean, I only care about the shape of the curve and I only care about the air fuel ratio. Because between those two, then I know everybody's happy and whatever it makes for power, it makes for power. And with my fat butt sitting on here, whatever it is, and that's life.